late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
All right, let me. Sorry for all that. Let me explain this to the ones in the far back, the ones with the dunce caps on. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to cough. Explain it to the ones with the dunce caps in the back that don't get it. I think a majority of you now, maybe not, have seen the post I posted earlier today, and it was probably one of the most dumbest, it's not even the dumbest take, but the most dumbest attempts to rewrite history for LeBron James. And I know there was two reports that came on, or news pieces that came on yesterday. One from ESPN saying that LeBron James is the best finals MVP in NBA history, that 2016, which can be further from the truth. I'm not even going to get into that because that sounds so absurd to even say that, because I think there's better finals MVPs than him. I look at the 1974-1975 Golden State Warriors. Rick Barry's named the finals MVP. He didn't really have much on his team except for a rookie, Jamal Wilkes, and that was it. They didn't have the best team, best record, but they ended up winning it all. Anyways, that's just an example of how ridiculous these guys, ESPN, don't do their research. But anyways, and then the other one, it was something regarding the 1993 NBA Finals with Jordan. I didn't look too much into it, but I guess LeBron got on his freaking Let's Rewrite History podcast and said something stupid. I didn't look into it. Whatever it was stupid. And like I always say, whenever LeBron James is talking on one of these podcasts, he's capping. But one of the things that his fans like to cap about is, they did this because of LeBron James. They did this because of LeBron James. So, apparently to his dumbass fans, the Boston Celtics were created to defeat LeBron James. The 2008 Boston, the KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce Boston Celtics. Yeah, they was created to beat LeBron James, who hadn't done nothing yet. LeBron James is feared. How is LeBron James feared when a 6 foot, probably barely 6 foot, JJ Barrett freaking got into this guy's head and LeBron James couldn't do nothing for the rest of the series? How's that feared? Just for you guys who don't know, let me read the unhingedness of this statement right here. Let me read it for y'all. Steph and KD teamed up to stop LeBron. The 08 were formed to stop LeBron. The 08 Boston Celtics, I'm guessing he's saying. The Spurs put as many defenders as they could on LeBron on purpose. Do your research. LeBron was feared. If you look at other players in team actions, not their words. All right. 07 Spurs, when they played the Cleveland Cavaliers, they knew what LeBron James' weakness was. They knew he couldn't shoot, so they kept him out of the paint. Led by Bruce Bowen. They stopped him from going into the paint. Once you do that on an 07 LeBron James, whose jump shot was not there yet, that was pretty much all you could do. Not all you could do. That's all you had to do, was keep him out of the paint. Now, if his teammates didn't step up, all four of those games would have been worse than what they was. But they like to say, oh, his teammates was a bunch of bums, even though his teammates is what kept them in the series. Now, may not extend the series because they got swept in 4, but those games were close. So there's another lie and a chance to rewrite history from these bums. He said KD and Steph teamed up to defeat LeBron. Well, I do recall that Steph Curry did beat LeBron 10 years ago. Exactly, almost 10 years ago to the day. Almost, we're getting there. Next month. I do recall. Man, time has flew. So, once again, Steph didn't need really KD to beat LeBron when they already beat them already. Maybe KD needed Steph and the rest of them to beat LeBron or get 2 rings. These guys don't sound smart at all. Oh, they need defenders. They sent defenders on LeBron to stop him. Do you guys hear yourself when you talk? Do you guys hear yourself when you look at what you're writing? When you write in my comment section? They send defenders out the Lord. Let me read that again to make sure I'm not going crazy. The Spurs put as many defenders as they could on LeBron on purpose.
Oh no! Oh no! No! Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 fucking way, boy.
Alright, I'm fine. Their stupidity knows no bounds. I think any team, when playing for a championship, will send defenders after the other team's score. I think that's part of the game of basketball, the last time I checked. Right? Yeah, I think I'm right. That's the point of playing basketball. You're supposed to defend the team's best player. And I think a young Kawhi in 2014 and even 2013 was on LeBron. Right? Right. That's right. I think they got it wrong. I think LeBron fears Kawhi. There's even a video of LeBron at the free throw line, probably circa 2016-17. Who knows? I know they were still having those Navy Cleveland jerseys on, so it was before they got new jerseys. LeBron looks to his left, right. I forgot which way he looked. It could have been to his right. And you can see him say, oh, F it. Oh, damn it. Because Kawhi came back into the game. So Kawhi, he knows Kawhi can put them clamps on. I have learned, and I've done my research and studied LeBron, that you put long defenders on them, people who are very handsy with them, people who know how to play LeBron, you shut his ass down. There is footage of the 2013 All-Star game when Kobe did that. Shut his ass down. There's plenty of examples of people shutting down LeBron. The fact that a small-ass J.J. Barea did it tells you everything. I don't think J.J. Barea is shutting down a prime Michael Jordan. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he's shutting down a prime Kobe either. Nah, I don't think so. You know? It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Won't happen. Never gonna happen. You know what they also like to say? Oh, Michael Jordan struggled against Gary Payton. Well, most offensive players did struggle with Gary Payton because Gary Payton is a defensive player of the year. You know, his nickname is the Glove. You know, so yeah, Jordan was going to struggle with Gary Payton. But you know what? LeBron would struggle with Gary Payton too. And it wouldn't be pretty at all. The last time I checked, Gary Payton was a defensive player of the year, 9-time all defensive first team steals leader as well. Even a Pac-10 defensive player of the year in 87. So yeah. But you know what? Michael Jordan didn't, get shut down to the point when he was non-existent. I think he still led everybody in scoring. It just wasn't his normal output that he put the previous finals he played in 3 years before that in 93. I love how they just say, oh, they had a super team. Oh, they had a super Bulls had a super team, but I think Phoenix was more favored to win the 93 finals than the Bulls. Shoot, even some people say the Phoenix Suns had a better team than the Bulls. But you know what? The greatness of Michael Jordan superseded anything that the Suns can throw at them. That's what you call a winner. Anyways, the whole LeBron was feared bullcrap is hogwash. Once again, in conclusion, Celtics didn't need to team up to beat LeBron. No, they weren't worried about LeBron. LeBron ain't do nothing yet. You know what they was more worried about? The Celtics. If you know the whole true story of what happened with the Celtics, Paul Pierce was getting up there. He couldn't do it. The Boston Celtics front office just was not that great. They had signs of doing something, but they just couldn't beat teams like the Pacers, Pistons, teams like that, KG was disrespected in Minnesota. Who was on the run in the front office at the time? Was it Kevin McHale? He didn't know what the hell he was doing. Kind of did the same thing in Houston too. As coach, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Kevin McHale did coach James Harden, didn't he? I think he did. But anyways, the Minnesota front office is up until at least was just hog water, and they didn't treat Kevin Garnett the way they should. So Kevin Garnett requested to get the hell up out of Minnesota. At first, everybody thought he was gonna go to the Lakers and join Kobe. But I think the competitiveness of KG is probably like, no, we want to beat Kobe. Because Kobe already beat him in the Western Conference Finals 3 years prior. So they traded him to Boston. Ray Allen was soon traded from Seattle to Boston. Rajon Rondo was drafted by Boston in 2006. Their only goal was to beat. I don't think they really worry about teams in the East like that, because the East was starting to get weak by that time. The team that teams they would worry about beating was one, eventually the Lakers, of course, but mostly the San Antonio Spurs, who was the defending champions the year before that. Up until after the end of Shaq and Kobe, the Spurs was the premier team of the West. Because at that time, they had won 2 championships, 2005 and 2007. Right? Right. That's who the Celtics were more worried about. They weren't worried about no ruckety buck, freaking slew-footed, no shot having non-accountability having young punk from Akron, Ohio. Matter of fact, Celtics ran his ass up out of Cleveland, running to the arms of Dwayne Wade, and still got humiliated the same year by the Dallas Mavericks. This fool just has a freaking just a history of just patheticness. Like I said in a previous video about what's to idolize about LeBron, there's nothing to idolize about that unless you idolize running away from things. Gee whiz, man. Oh my goodness gracious, man. This guy is bad for, not just for, he's just bad as a role model. Just terrible. I'm just thinking about it even more. The Miami Heat was built to beat Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. Dwayne Wade said it himself, what was it, about a year or two ago on a podcast? He said it himself. How about you dumbasses go do your research and find that clip and hear Dwayne Wade say that? Because he said as soon as the Lakers won that championship in 2010, he hit up the phone asking LeBron, Chris Bosh, what we gonna do? That's who they was worried about beating. That's why they stacked their team up to hey high to beat one Kobe Bryant who was on the tail end of his prime anyway. How can someone be feared in LeBron James when you got beat by the Orlando Magic? Man, get these guys out of my face, man. I'm done. Oh, one more thing. And one more thing. Just one more thing. You know the Houston Rockets super team that was created? The older Houston Rockets team, like Hakeem Barkley and probably Clyde Drexler. Yeah, they got together because they wanted to win the ring. But you know what their biggest issue was? You know who they feared? Oh, the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls.